Hey guys, and welcome back to the Film Fan Club Show. My name is Sam Carrico, and today I have a very special guest. I'm joined by Levi Nation. How are you doing, man?
Can't complain.
Well, are you a Star Wars fan?
Somewhat.
Do you like Star Wars news?
Of course.
Well, before we jump in, this is going to be our Rogue One, or not Rogue One, but partially Rogue One, but Star Wars Celebration Europe 2016 recap. I hope you guys like Star Wars, because that's what you're in for. Let's talk really quickly about The Force Awakens, though. We don't have your recorded thoughts on The Force Awakens. That really was the movie that kind of, I don't want to say started it all, but started this new wave of Star Wars fandom, in a sense. So what did you think of that first movie, and what are you looking forward to going forward?
I enjoyed it. There were certainly some things I thought could have been done better.
Like what?
Lightsaber fights felt a little floaty. Like the
Really?
fight choreography, it just felt like no one was really trying.
Did you like the fights in the prequel trilogy more so than the sequel trilogy?
I feel like it's almost the same problem where
They didn't look like they were trying to kill each other?
yeah, it felt
Okay.
more like they were trying to, like when they were attacking each other's legs instead of.
Okay, because that was going to be my next question. I was going to be like, well, did you think that the people in the prequel trilogy were trying to kill each other? Because I never got that impression
No,
at
not
all.
at all.
But I did think that they were trying to kill each other in The Force Awakens. I thought that they were able to bring that sense of fight choreography back, or at least make it look a little bit less so like a dance.
I feel it was better like that, but Rey's kind of half-hearted like thrusts.
True. You know, she's still kind of new to the whole thing. You
Yeah.
can kind of sense it a little bit too. But what were some of the?
I thought that the best fight
Yeah.
was probably between Finn and Kylo Ren.
At the end on the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, I don't know if it was just the actors or just choreography for that fight, but it just flowed a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I thought was the best fight for the movie. I don't know. It was just a lot of... as far as like lightsaber fights,
It
I
wasn't
don't know. It's
too
hard to
many,
say.
and I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting there to be, because there's one experienced person with a lightsaber running around. Everyone else has just kind of found one on the ground.
Yeah, and Luke's like off on another island somewhere, being Mark Hamill. I don't know, by himself. But it was pretty good. I mean, I like that The Force Awakens. I did think it has a lot of problems. But
I enjoyed it. I felt like they played it a little too safe.
yes,
but
you were relaunching this massive franchise.
Exactly.
They spent $4 billion on. So
they
it's
certainly
kinda...
didn't want to, take any major risks, but I felt like they may have played it a little too safe.
Exactly. We talked about that in a previous episode of the pod. I think James Cameron said that he would have liked to have seen a little bit more like visual imagination or something like that. Less old characters and more new groundbreaking. But I don't know. I thought it was a good start to this fresh
Exactly.
trilogy.
I was looking forward afterward.
Exactly. And I've been really looking forward to Rogue One. I don't know about you.
Certainly, this is. I think I'm gonna like this one better.
Then episode 7?
Than episode 7, yes. Just, the thought of a kind of boots on the ground war movie set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Now, they did have some reshoots recently, and I don't know if you kept up with the people were reporting on like 40% of the film was going to be reshot, and like they were like, I don't know, there's a lot of confusion about what was being reshot and how extensive they were. Did that kind of temper your excitement at all?
A little, like when they, there were some reports that it was to lighten up the film.
Yeah.
Which, I could see, I don't want a, grimacing, like, angsty, movie, but...
Still got to feel like Star Wars.
Yeah, I want something that feels almost like Saving Private Ryan, but Star Wars.
Yeah, I could see that. And I think that's what we're going for. I mean...
It's what it looks like.
Yeah, Rogue One starts out with the opening of Star Wars Celebration. It was all about Rogue One. I believe it was on Friday. And they talked about some things. We got to see... Well, I mean, we didn't get to see, but they showed a 1 minute like teaser to the fans in attendance. Everyone else got a kind of behind the scenes thing. We just rewatched it. So what did you think of this behind the scenes thing? Is there anything that stuck out to you?
The aliens, the costumes definitely, felt like, interesting, but familiar. Like, I could tell this is a Star Wars thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Just the costumes and, they sort of like almost, like, one of the characters has almost like a semi-mystical, like he's a blind, I can't remember the character's name. But
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's blind, but...
Donnie Yen's character, I believe, is the actor's name who plays him.
I think so, yeah. But he has like the kind of mysticism that you would expect from a Star Wars
character. Yeah, I think that this trailer, this behind the scenes trailer, showed us one of the things that I was a little bit worried about at first, which was, are they really, was J.J. Abrams the person who was in charge of making sure it was all practical effects and stuff, or was that the entire studio? Were they behind him? And it shows that Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, they're all wanting to make sure that these films, they feel real, they look real, they actually have real sets, because that was really cool, because that is emphasized a lot in this film. So what did you think of, I guess, Ben Mendelsohn, who plays Krennic? He came out on stage on the panel of Rogue One when they had the Rogue One panel, which I guess no news were. Well, there was a spoiler drop. Did you hear about that spoiler?
I heard about that.
Do you know what the spoiler is? Because I don't yet.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't
tried to avoid it.
I was trying to avoid it. Of course
you found out
into it,
oh,
but
yeah.
I learned just enough. I avoided it just enough where I don't think it will spoil the movie.
Okay, that's good. Because
I know the gist of what happens, and it's something I had kind of expected.
Anyways. It was weird because Lucasfilm is known for being very tight-lipped about everything, and they're so secretive, and you'd think that everyone else is trained to be very secretive, but I guess this guy, I don't know, I can't remember who it was.
I wouldn't want to be him.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, exactly. There's probably something in his contract that suggests there's going to be penalties for something like that. I don't know, but it was very cool
to see the next Star Wars movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gareth Edwards was talking. I think he put it best where he said this. It brushes right up to the original film, A New Hope, but he wants to honor that, but he also wants to respect it and kind of not make it look bad or kind of ruin the reputation, as it were. So I think that's pretty cool. So what else did you think of just some of the behind the scenes shots of the action, the stormtroopers on a beach, kind of storming the beach and stuff like that? Did that interest you?
Certainly. It reminded me once again of Saving Private Ryan, the Normandy landing scene.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting at least one just completely unrestrained, just big battle between
that's going to be there with AT-ATs and
exactly, or some AT-AT variant. I can't remember
they all look very different too. Even the TIE fighters in Force Awakens, of course, look different, but it looks like they're going to have the regular TIE fighters and a bunch of variants of TIE fighters.
Yeah,
too, strike TIE fighters. I don't know.
Yeah, cool. The kind of two-wing and ones. Yeah. Those are interesting. It kind of remind me of, because in the in the Legends there's just a billion different ridiculous TIE fighter designs. So I'm looking forward to see more ships, which is another kind of way Episode 7 had failed. They had a couple of updated ships, but nothing really brand new and unique.
Yeah, nothing that
they had a couple of the
go ahead.
The smuggler ships and stuff. Those were very interesting looking. But as for the Imperial or First Order and Resistance ships, nothing
kind of
really stood
updated
out.
versions of the same. Exactly. It was if you look at the prequel era and then go to the original trilogy era, between the ships there's a vast majority difference in the kind of style and just how they look in general and what was there, what wasn't. And then you go from the sequel or from the original trilogy to the sequel trilogy, and it's kind of you could tell there's keeping it pretty close to what we're already familiar with. So what did you think of that poster that came out, the teaser poster that showed the not the Normandy stuff, but the beach stuff, storming the beach?
With the I liked it with the Death Star in the background.
Exactly, yeah, that looked very good.
I liked it. It was a kind of a different feel than the other it felt very different than the other posters.
Yeah, it's not one with it doesn't have the generic, or not generic, but what we're typically used to with the Star Wars.
Just kind of
the
an abstracted,
people,
all the heroes and generally a villain or something.
Exactly. And I love that tagline too, a rebellion built on hope. That's kind of cool because it's still got that edge to it, but it's also it's not losing what Star Wars is all about.
It's kind of like a grim premise, but it's looking forward to a brighter future.
It's an optimistic view on their kind of otherwise.
They're fighting for something instead of just fighting.
Here's some stuff. Originally, Rogue One. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember. I don't think it was part of Star Wars Underworld, but for a long time they were developing a live-action series based around Star Wars, and that's supposedly what this came from. This is a quote from John Kroll, who is with Industrial Life from Magic. He said, "This started about 13 years ago when we were shooting episode 3 in Sydney, and I heard George and a producer talking about this live-action TV series, and I got to thinking about what sort of fun stories we might be to tell in that episodic format. I started playing around with this idea drawn from the opening crawl of A New Hope, this sort of Mission Impossible-style spy journey to steal the Death Star plans. So I started thinking around and what the plot, tinkering around with what the plot structure could be, of something like that might be. And then maybe a day or two later, I was chatting with the producer, and I asked him about the show, and he told me about the era and what the general subject matter was. And then I realized, well, this has no place. This idea has no place in that concept. So I guess they're saying it worked better as a movie than a television series. What do you think about that? Do you think that first a live action TV series could work, or do you think this could have worked as a live action TV series?
I haven't actually. I think a live action series could work. I haven't actually seen, some of the larger live action series that have been coming out, like Daredevil and.
So you haven't seen them?
I haven't seen them. It's on the list, but
okay.
I could like.
You like Game of Thrones, though, right?
Yeah. I could see it working in that kind of like a grand. Being able to tell like more stretched out, less, grandiose.
That's what it'd have to be. It'd have to be like a 10-episode kind of thing, rather than
I could see like a
22-episode long,
almost
CBS
like a mini series, but maybe a bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. But like as long as you hone in on the story and you kind of keep, trim the fat. So you don't want to make it too, because you don't want to just get to where it's almost not an event
Season
anymore.
3.
Yeah,
yeah.
But so. That's pretty cool. And anyways, let's move on to the next day. The next day of Star Wars Celebration, it was, I guess, all about Rebels and the books. So we get we didn't actually go to Star Wars Celebration, sorry, in London. But no, so everyone gets there and they go to this Rebels panel, and of course they talk about Season 3, they talk about where the characters are going. I don't watch Rebels, and I don't believe you do either.
I do not.
Our buddy Peyton does. I'm going to try and get him to talk about Rebels at some point, but they're kind of talking a little bit about how the main character Ezra is turning towards the dark side, and I guess his new lightsaber now is like a green crossguard lightsaber, so that's kind of cool. It's kind of the inception of the crossguard that Kylo Ren uses. And I'm a little bit worried if Ezra, their main character, is a protagonist who falls to the dark side, and that's kind of what Ben Solo was, and that's also what Anakin Skywalker was. I mean, how many times can Star Wars do this? Do you think it might feel repetitive at some point?
I think it could. I think that's kind of a running theme, especially in Legends. There's always
true.
The kind of seduction of power. Yeah. So I think it could get repetitive depending on how they run with it.
But it has the potential they could also pull it off if they do it different enough.
Like especially if they focus, using, since it's a series, they have a bit more time to actually dig into kind of like the conflict that goes into it instead of the pretty quick turn that they always seem to do in the movies. Yeah,
I mean, if you look at episode 3, it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy. Oh shit, I'm killing children. I'll do whatever you want to, Palpatine. It's like, wait a second, what happened? Like,
Jedi are weak-willed.
Yeah, I guess so. If that's what they're going to be doing, but no. So we watched the Rebels season 3 trailer as well, just as Star Wars fans, to kind of see what they're going to be offering up this season. If it's something that we should jump on board with, what jumped out to you and you thought it were interesting? And are you going to be having to check out season 1 and 2 sometime soon?
I think I'm going to have to check it out. One of the interesting things, they bring in Maul back.
Yeah.
He seems to be kind of like a secondary teacher to the main character, Ezra.
Yeah, he seems like he's kind of the one that's seducing Ezra to the dark side, and he's going to be his mentor. Because Maul's not a Sith Lord anymore, I believe.
No, he's, I believe, I've seen parts of the Rebels Season 2, and he seems to be completely against the Sith at this point.
Oh, really?
Like a single-minded, like almost vengeance towards them.
Okay, so that'll be interesting. It's almost, I wonder if he will turn Ezra to the dark side, or if
maybe, but it wouldn't be
against that sort of. I don't know.
He feeds, he still feeds on that.
Okay,
but he's not part of the Sith Order.
So he's definitely not a good guy yet. We can't.
No.
Okay.
He's still serving his own goals.
So what else jumped out to you from the trailer? Which is funny, they did show everybody else the Rebels trailer. They didn't show anyone the Rogue One trailer, but we all got that Rebels trailer, guys. Don't worry.
One of the scenes, they were fighting off what looked to me like the Dark Troopers, something from Legends again, from the Dark Forces trilogy of games.
Dark Troopers, are they like Death Troopers?
Similar. They were a special project where basically they were trying to create like super soldiers.
Okay, yeah.
And they started off at powered armor, but then they became, they were eventually basically similar to like super battle droids.
Mm-hmm.
were, you know, just hulking monsters.
I love the super battle droids from Episode 3.
Oh,
Episode 3 had some really good character designs as far as
definitely.
the clone troopers and the battle droids and the super battle droids.
They had a lot of... They kind of went wild with all the different...
Yeah, and the destroyer droids, and then they had, I believe, some giant destroyer droids in the scene where they were having that massive battle on the Wookiee island, and they were
You see the kind of like, you know, separatist forces going crazy.
Yeah, Episode 3 has got some good scenery to it.
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing that they revealed is they're bringing Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, from Legends.
Back from the Legends.
Back from the dead, back from the expanded universe. So that's kind of weird. What do you expect? Like, from what you know about Grand Admiral Thrawn, what can, I guess, viewers of Legends and the readers of the books expect from this character?
He's definitely a different, you know, he's, Imperial officers are normally, you know, very brash, very
white,
hard-hitting, like...
Human. Yeah.
Very human.
Which is weird. It's weird that he was able to rise up through the ranks in an otherwise racist empire.
In the Legends, in the Heir to the Empire trilogy where he came from...
Yeah.
He was actually the only Grand Admiral that was non-human, and was actually promoted by Palpatine himself, just out of recognition for his tactical mind. And...
I see. Yeah, because that's good. That's one thing they did stress in the trailer is that, like, well, all the other attacks on these people were really sloppy and clumsy. But this was precise. This was like a great tactician who was doing it.
He was very calm, collected. Gets in their people's heads.
Yeah.
Like he. If you notice when they reveal him, he's sitting kind of like a art room almost, and that's one of his things. He collects like art from the different species and people to get into their mindset because he looks at how they do their art, and that gets him. He's able to use that to get like into their kind of perspective, and you know, it's at least in Legends it was flawless except for like once or twice, which he perceives just like a horrible failure. Really grates at him,
of course.
But I'm expecting a very different. Very cold, like, you know, alien.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. Is it kind of a waste? I don't want to say a waste, because Rebels, I'm sure it's got its fans, and a lot of people adore that show, and this is great for them, but would you have rather seen Thrawn in a movie?
I would have liked more of like a, something where he could have taken a more center stage, although he looks like he may be taking up as a major antagonist.
Yeah.
However, they did also announce that there's going to be a full-length novel called Thrawn by Timothy Zahn,
yes, exactly.
who originally had created the character. So I'm definitely interested to see how that turns out.
Will you be reading the books, or do you think that you'll want to go back and read the original Thrawn trilogy before you read this new one, or do you think that you can go to this since it's technically a new character?
It's technically a new character,
so new canon. You can just jump right in. Do you think?
I think I'm gonna try and get around to reading the old Heir to the Empire trilogy. However, I'm picturing that they're gonna try hard. They're definitely gonna make sure that a new, you know, someone who's doesn't know anything about the character can jump in and still
for sure.
Yeah,
because I believe that this is the prequel to his appearance in Rebels.
Yeah, it leads up from when he's first found. Leads to the years between when he's first found by the Empire to
beginning of season 3, kind of, or maybe shortly before. Do you think that they man, I completely forgot my question. Do you think they'll kill him at the end of season 3? Do you think that's why they're opening? Or this is the prequel to leave that door open?
I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a shame to bring, you know, for him to be one of the very few characters to be brought back from the Legends to just, you know, be killed at the end of a TV season.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are suggesting that this could pave the way for Darth Revan to even come in, or some of the other Legends characters. Who would you like to see next?
Darth Revan's definitely one. It would give them kind of like an option to kind of go way back.
Yeah.
Into, you know, kind of the glory days of the Sith Empire. And
because he was before, he was like 1,000 years ago, wasn't
a few thousand.
Yeah, but then I guess also they've suggested that they could cherry pick, because like Thrawn, he originally came in the years after the Empire, or after Palpatine was taken care of, so they could move things around. If they
could definitely could shake it up, and because, you know, I love Legends, but there is some fat that could be trimmed.
Yeah, Chewie got killed by a moon, stuff like that.
Stuff like that.
I think Luke Skywalker had a clone. It's like, why?
I think he was like Luke, but it was 2 U's or something. And Palpatine had an illegitimate Cyclops child.
Oh, I remember that. I remember hearing about that.
And so there's definitely some stuff that I think could have been They have referenced Revan in the new canon.
Really?
The
I know they referenced Darth Bane in Clone Wars, but I didn't know they had referenced Revan.
They in the visual dictionary, I believe, the section talking about Kylo Ren and his lightsaber, the very it's very ancient, like 5,000-year-old design, I believe.
Yeah.
It states that the design dates back to the destruction of Malchor 5, which was a pretty significant event in the. I believe Revan had actually orchestrated that during the war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. So I think it was an interesting nod, and a lot of people were expecting them to bring him back, even if not cool. Like a reference or like some kind of ruin.
Well, we were talking about a Netflix, or maybe not a Netflix show, but like a miniseries or something similar to like HBO, or on HBO maybe, similar to Game of Thrones, but like set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Back then, Knights of the Old Republic. That'd be pretty cool.
It definitely has a lot. It has enough that they can do their own thing, but it still feels kind of grounded.
And like it doesn't have to. It's like not gonna, because they're worried about spoiling something they might do in the future. But it's like, well, this is it's
set so far back that any kind of spoiler would just at that point just be a reference.
Exactly.
Or kind of call forward.
I think that would be actually really cool. I hope that they do that. And honestly, it was unfortunate because there are a lot of people had a lot of high predictions for this Star Wars Celebration London this year, and they were hoping that Obi-Wan spinoff would get announced. That didn't happen. They were hoping that we'd get a trailer for Rogue One. That didn't happen.
We got about half of it.
Kind of, yeah, you're right. But I mean, I wanted to see something like 2-minute long, full length trailer for everybody with Darth Vader in it. Yeah, him at least breathing, or like something maybe at the ends, like they're just like someone's talking to him. He said, "Leave them to me," and you hear him like something like that, or like his lightsaber, or even if you just saw his hand with like his lightsaber igniting and like the voice or like the breathing in the background,
or even just his meditation sphere.
Oh yeah, the little
like
thing.
Even just that, it's closed. We don't see anything, but
you see like Krennic, like, fine, I'll have to get someone in. Like he walks up and you just see it open and it cuts to black. It says December. You'd be like, holy shit, this is gonna go down.
Vader is definitely. I've got to say, he's one of my favorite characters. Just
he's like, I don't think he's got that title of best villain in the world anymore because he did up until like 1999, which is unfortunate because I was only like 4 then, so I don't really get it. I can only dream of a time when Vader was like, man, that's the best villain in the world right there.
He's scary.
Well, yeah, up until you see the
8 feet tall and.
And then you like even Hayden Christensen, just not very intimidating.
No. There were rumors of them bringing Hayden Christensen back as Vader.
What, for Episode 8?
For Episode 8 as like a Force spirit, and in Rogue One.
Well, would they actually like show his face in Rogue One, you think?
I don't know. I can't imagine Vader getting beat that badly by a couple of rebel soldiers.
Yeah, some random rebel scum.
And so unless they brought some heavy firepower down.
But on the production side, I imagine they wouldn't want to bring Hayden Christensen back just to be the guy in the suit.
No, because he doesn't have that kind of presence.
It's like, you can stand in the
7
suit
feet
and
tall,
like be really hot for like 8 hours a day. But we're also gonna dub your voice with James Earl Jones. So like, don't worry about it, kid. Damn, this is my acting career. Yeah, you're right. He's like 40 now. I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's a kid.
That's true. So that was, that was I guess the last day was really the closing ceremony, and then there was the future filmmakers panel where I guess Mark Hamill was there, John Boyega was there, Kathleen Kennedy was there, the Phil Lord, Chris Miller were there, and they also announced officially Alden Ehrenreich is Han Solo. So how do you feel about that confirmation?
I'm interested. I'm definitely interested to see. I believe they stated that it will not be an origin story.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know that.
I at least that's what I've heard. That it's not supposed to be an origin story. It's more of just like it's a prequel, but it's
just an adventure.
He's a character in his own. Yeah, exactly. So I'm interested to see because everybody loves Han Solo. I'm interested.
Will Chewbacca be there?
Maybe
he's got to be. Honestly, they got to establish the life debt. You would think, right?
Yeah, at least reference it somehow.
I believe in the EU he was a rebel naval officer who rescued Chewie or something like that. And then I don't know, I can't remember. I never read the books, but I read about this on Wikipedia.
The one that. Same. I haven't read the story. I've heard one that because apparently Han Solo was a Imperial fighter pilot, and that he had saved Chewbacca from slavery.
Okay.
At some point, and so like I said, the EU, it could use some fat trimming.
Yeah, exactly. They can cherry pick.
Yeah. And so I'm interested to see just kind of how they mean the kind of dynamic before they become BFFs.
Mm-hmm. Or they could always just start it with him if they just started the film off and they're already friends and then Chewie's Longworth for the adventure. That's entirely too.
Chewbacca is a character you can't hate.
Will they do the Kessel Run? Will they show us that?
I don't know.
Even what that is, I don't know what parsecs is.
Parsec is a unit of distance, and so.
Oh really?
The whole under 12 parsecs, it's like what? I mean, people there have been fan theories where it's like, oh, they're black holes, and so the shorter the distance, the closer you have to get to the black holes. So you have to be really skilled.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, it's basically how much of a direct route can you take without getting blown up?
Yeah.
But of course, it's just some cheesy sci-fi dialogue and.
Just write it away. There you go.
It's not really about the technical side of things.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know. I back to the. I just don't know why they chose to, because I thought that the casting announcement was already official with Alden Ehrenreich, because we reported on it like 2 months ago when we did our Phase 1 finale of the Film Fan Club Show. Make sure you check that out. But I don't know. So did you were you expecting more from this last day of the
I was expecting,
celebration?
I heard that they announced Aldrin as Han Solo, and so I was hoping that they would maybe tease even just I don't know how far along it could
give
be.
us an official title for the Han Solo movie, even, or something like that.
Even just the logo,
Han Solo, a Star Wars story. Bam, we have an official title. Bam, nice graphic, and you can take a really good picture. And there's it's something more than just hey, by the way, this guy
Aldrin
is Han
in a costume.
That'd be cool. Yeah, like an official still. It doesn't even have to be a set photo. It could just be
just
him.
Like a costume test or something.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that could, or have what I was really hoping they would do is they'd have Harrison Ford come out and they'd shake hands or something. And,
that'd be interesting, kind of like a passing the reins type thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But
I'm hoping of course anytime a character is kind of recast, you're like, well, are they going to be able to do it as good as the last guy?
Yeah.
And so, I'm cautiously optimistic about the whole thing.
I am too. I don't think that they need a Han Solo movie, but if they're gonna give us one, of course I'm gonna go see it. Yeah, but I would have liked to have seen. Would you rather if they said, "Hey Sam, would you like a Knights of the Old Republic movie or a Han Solo movie?" I would have chosen Knights of the Old Republic movie. If they would have probably any number of things I would have taken before a Han Solo.
Han Solo movie or Greedo movie, starring Rob Schneider.
The Han Solo movie for sure. Can I just get away? I'll just get away from Rob Schneider as far as away as I can. I don't know the last route. Animal House? Was that it? No. The
Norma
Animal,
of the North.
It was The Animal. Oh, and you watched Norma of the North?
Oh, I've seen parts of it.
Oh God, what is that movie we're gonna go see in the weekend of Suicide Squad?
That would be
9 Lives or something.
9 Lives.
Oh God, what's the tagline?
His life just got put on pause
with Kevin Spacey starring him as a cat. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be great. Opening weekend of Suicide Squad. Not reviewing Suicide Squad, reviewing that. No, we're reviewing both, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And what else jumped out to you as Star Wars Celebration? Am I missing anything? I mean, Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher both brought their dogs out on stage for the final
so they
day,
have dogs. In case you guys were worried.
That's cool. I like dogs. Do you like dogs? Yeah. Bam. I love dogs.
I believe Carrie Fisher did confirm that she will be in episode 9.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good. So she's not dying in 8. That's good.
Hopefully, yeah.
I hope not. Oh, well, episode 8 picks up right where episode 7 left off. How do you feel about that?
It's kind of, it's an interesting change since,
change of pace, yeah.
Expect at least a couple months, if not a year or so, between each.
Go ahead.
I was personally expecting it to kind of jump forward in Rey's training. However,
they could still do that. They could just, have him takes the lightsaber and then jump forward 6 months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They could. So, that's something to kind of. I'm wondering how because I feel like a lot of 8's going to be a training montage.
Yeah.
Or that's how
Empire was.
Yeah, basically, have some stuff doing, characters doing stuff, and then have kind of like a kind of major plot being Rey training under Luke.
Yeah.
Running, through swamps and stuff.
True. Hopefully she's not carrying him.
Throwing rocks.
Throwing rocks, yeah. Fighting the evil version of herself. She's going to fight Kylo Ren, cut off his, mask, and it's going to be her.
Yeah.
It's going to be her. I've never seen that before in a Star Wars movie. So, I'm trying to think.
It's going to be an ice planet.
But I think that's cool that they're going to pick. How long was the in between episode 5 and 6? Was that less than a year, or was it still 2 years?
5 and 6. I feel like it was a year or so.
That must have been a long time for Han to be in carbonite.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't see, so I don't know about carbonite. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes for that to happen.
Effects, but because they open up and Luke's visibly different. Like he's constructed a new lightsaber.
That is true. There is definitely a time jump for sure.
He's more under control. First thing you see
he's been training by himself.
Slam. He chokes like
poor pig looking guys. Yeah,
and Gormari and just trying. He's bragging against the Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt.
He's he's threatening him.
He's caught that confidence about him that he didn't have.
He's definitely kind of been.
Empire.
He's kind of like felt. He's kind of felt like the power of the Force, and it's very, very. It's kind of filled him.
The Force is with him.
Yeah.
Force is with him. It's filled him. I didn't catch that at first. Wow, that sounds erotic. Alright, so that's our Star Wars Celebration recap, guys. Thanks a lot. What did you guys like about Star Wars Celebration? Were you let down by the lack of a Rogue One trailer? I sure as hell was. Did you watch the Secrets of the Force Awakens ABC special that went on like Friday night?
I was keep meaning to, but between work and sleeping.
Yeah. Those are important things. I think it's on the Blu-ray disc for Force Awakens, so I don't know if you have the Force Awakens Blu-ray, or if you want to borrow mine. Don't forget to take your Dune DVD while you're here. Dune, check it out. It's a very long movie.
Better than Episode 3, I promise.
Perhaps. I don't know. That's debatable. Episode 3 kept my attention a little bit more. So where can people find you online, Levi? And when are you coming on the show next?
I don't really do anything online. Just nothing.
Twitter, Instagram.
Instagram. I'm on occasionally. I think it's Hoodlum Spider.
Hoodlum Spider.
Hoodlum_Spider. So check me out.
What is that? What is that? Why is that?
I don't know.
Okay. Just what 2 words describe me? Just say Hoodlum Spider. Yeah, exactly. So that's cool. So maybe we'll have to do some special Star Wars, because again, we did Journey to the Force Awakens last year to kind of get ready, but we only did the prequel trilogy, Clone Wars, and then we kind of ran out of time because Force Awakens already came by at that point. So we still got a lot of Star Wars content to burn through. So if you and me want to maybe we'll have to watch Clone Wars and coordinate and do some reviews or something, and then lead up to Rebels and then Rogue One or something, and of course talk about Rebels as we get closer to that, and we finally get another trailer that shows Darth Vader.
You reviewed the holiday special.
No.
Oh, you haven't?
I have not reviewed the holiday special yet.
There's that one. You got Ewok Adventures.
That's what we'll do. We'll do both. There's 2 Ewoks things,
yes,
right?
There's Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor.
Caravan of Courage.
Yes.
Yeah. That's better than Episode 3 right there. So before we start talking about the Ewoks a little bit more, I'm going to cut this short right now. So thanks a lot, guys. We're going to have another podcast this week where we actually talk about the rest of the weekend box office. We're going to talk about some Star Trek news, and then talk about Comic-Con. We're going to preview that, all coming up later this week on the Film Fan Club Show. You can follow me on the various social media sites, just at Samuel D. Carrico. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and check out our other shit. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.